Good morning, Veritas scientists. Today is Tuesday, May 19th, 2020. Today we are starting to learn about the solar system. So our lesson is the intro or the introduction to the solar system. So we're going to start today talking about a few vocabulary words. We're going to talk about some words that describe the Earth and the way that it moves. And then I have a few questions that we're going to go over. One we'll go over today, and the next one I'm going to ask you to try today, and we'll go over that tomorrow. All right? So let's get right into the vocabulary here. The first word we're learning is rotate. It is a verb because rotate needs to have some action to it, right? You need to do something to rotate. So rotate is to spin around an axis or center point. So axis is the next vocabulary word we're going to learn. We'll talk about that in a second. Okay, but to rotate is to spin around an axis or center point. So for example, basketball players sometimes rotate the ball on their finger by spinning it. If you've ever seen a basketball player hold their finger like this and spin the basketball on it like that, that basketball is rotating around. So this basketball or this golf ball here, if it is spinning this way, it is rotating like that. That is rotating. Okay? So to rotate is to spin around an axis or center point. So let's look at what this word axis is. So axis, it's a noun, it's a thing. The axis is the line through the center of the Earth that the planet rotates around. So you see this black line that I drew here? That's our Earth's axis. It's not actually straight up and down. It's actually at an angle, kind of like this. So if this was our Earth, the axis is the straight line that runs down the middle of it. Okay, so it is bent like this a little bit, but then you'll see the Earth rotates around the axis. It spins like this. The axis is the middle piece that stays kind of still, and maybe if I did it this way, let's see. So the axis would be the pen, and this is the Earth rotating around the axis. It is just spinning, and that axis is staying there, right? The axis is just kind of the center point where it is spinning around. Okay, so the Earth rotates like this every day, and the axis is just kind of that middle piece that it spins or rotates around like that. Okay, let's see. Okay, so to rotate is to spin like a ball, like this. Axis is kind of the center of that ball. So it could be like where the finger is holding it here, or it's the line kind of that goes right through the center of the circle. Okay? And the third vocabulary word we have is revolve, which is a verb. So to revolve is to do something. So to revolve is to move in a circular path or orbit. So here's an example. The Earth revolves around the sun. So if this big thing is the sun, our Earth, it rotates like this, it spins, and while it is rotating, it also revolves around the sun. So it actually goes around the sun like this. So while it's rotating, it revolves around the sun. Okay, so rotate is to spin, revolve is to travel around in a circular path. Now, it's not a perfect circle, it's more like an oval when the Earth revolves around the sun. But we're going to talk more about that in the next couple of days. Okay, so those words are important. If you ever need to go back and look at them, then you can look here. I gave you a little drawing, right? The sun is there, the Earth revolves around it. It goes around it like this, and at the same time, the Earth is rotating. It is spinning like this as it is revolving around the sun. Okay, so here's my question for right now. What causes day and night on Earth? So take a minute. I want you to think about this. I want you to pause this video and write down what you think causes day and night on Earth. And I'll give you 10 seconds, and then, so pause this, do it, then restart the video, and I will go over what causes day and night on Earth. Okay, so I'm going to turn on my mountain bike flashlight. That's going to represent the sun. Okay. This golf ball is going to represent the Earth. I just drew a blue spot on it. That is going to represent Holyoke, Massachusetts. That is where we live. So I kind of drew it, but I smudged it a little bit. That is where we live, is Holyoke. Okay? So, here's the Earth. Holyoke right now, you see the blue spot is in the light. Holyoke is in the sun. It is now daytime. Notice the back is in a shadow, right? Only the front of the Earth here is lit up. And you can see that the back is in complete darkness because the shadow is blocking the light. The light is not reaching the back because the light travels in straight lines and it hits the Earth, and anything behind the Earth is in a shadow. Okay, so right now it is daytime in Holyoke. You see my blue spot? That's Holyoke. It is daytime. So the Earth, like we just learned, is constantly rotating. It takes 24 hours or 1 day for it to spin completely around one time, and now Holyoke's back to where it was the day before. So right now it's daytime. Now take a look. The Earth is rotating. It's rotating, and look, it's about to get dark. Now Holyoke is in the shadow. It is now nighttime in Holyoke. You see the blue spot over there is in the shadow. It's dark. It is now nighttime. And the Earth keeps rotating. It keeps rotating. It keeps rotating. And then, boom, it is now daytime because the light from the sun is now hitting where Holyoke is. And then it keeps rotating, and then now it's in the dark. Now it's nighttime. And it keeps rotating, and now again it is in the light. It is daytime. So anytime it's not directly in the light, it's nighttime. Then it keeps rotating, and when it is directly in the light like this, it is now daytime. So daytime in the sun, since the Earth is rotating every day. Now Holyoke is in the dark. It is nighttime. And again, it's in the light. It's now daytime. All right, so that's how it works, and this keeps spinning every day. The Earth rotates, and that is what causes daytime when it's in the light of the sun, and nighttime when it is in the shadow behind the Earth. All right. So let me shut this light off. Pretty cool. All right, so your question that I want you to answer today, and we're going to go over this tomorrow at the beginning of our lesson. It says, while the Earth rotates around its axis, right, while it spins around the axis like this, it also revolves around the sun. If this is the sun, it's rotating on its axis, and it's revolving around the sun. Rotating on its axis, spinning, and it's also revolving around the sun. Hey, Charlie. Okay, using today's vocabulary, what words can you use to describe the way the moon interacts with the Earth? So thinking about these words, thinking about the word rotate, axis, revolve, I want you to think, using those words, what words can you use to describe the way the moon interacts with the Earth? So today we learned about how the Earth rotates and how it travels. It revolves around the sun, so that's kind of how they react to each other. It rotates while it is revolving around the sun. I want you to think about how the moon interacts with the Earth using those same vocabulary words. All right, and that's it. First lesson of space. We will continue learning about our solar system tomorrow. All right, have a great day. See ya.